Hi, you guys. It's Debbie. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. I haven't been on for a while. For some reason, have been extremely tired. I don't know why, but I just go to work, I come home, and I just rest. I just no energy for anything. So I wanted to get on today because sorry, because I do feel better. Yesterday I was going to record. I didn't sleep really well the night before, so I thought, okay, I'll wait another day. And I'm kind of glad I did because I want to share a story with you guys. And I'm going to be kind of curious to see if you guys ever felt this way. Now, if you could watch the whole video, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't know how entertaining I can be, but I think that this is interesting stuff. At least it is for me. And I'm kind of curious of what you guys think and if you can maybe share an experience that maybe you went through, because people, holy smokes, people. Okay, so I was at work today. Couple things happened. It was kind of a weird day as far as that goes, and today was a short day for me. So yay, I locked myself in my little house here and maybe keep my mouth shut. But a guy came up. He was rude to begin with, and I'm just gonna say it like it is. He was Indian, like from Indian. And he already had an attitude, but I was like, good morning, how you doing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm checking him out or whatever, scanning his stuff. His total comes up and he gives me cash, which surprisingly, did you know the majority of people give cash instead of a credit card? It's kind of surprising. But anyways, so I give him back his change. Well, he was getting some odd dollars plus the change would have been 76 cents, but we don't give out pennies anymore. Pennies they're doing away with pennies. I don't get it, but I was raised with pennies, but they're doing away with pennies. Well, he got upset over not getting his penny. And I said, yeah, no, I'm sorry, we don't give pennies. He goes, that's my penny. And I go, well, yeah, I didn't have any pennies in my drawer to give him. And he said, you guys are keeping my penny, blah, blah, blah. And I go, well, I'm sorry, but we no longer give out pennies. We take pennies, we don't give out pennies. And so he went on and on and on with his thick accent, with his rude actions, like it's my fault. I'm sorry. And so I said, I go, well, welcome to America. Oh my gosh, you guys, he was so mad at me. What did you say to me? And he started going off about that. I can't believe you said that to me. Why would you say that to me? Well, I could have said welcome to Idaho, but I didn't. I said welcome to America because it's all changing here in America. We all know this. And he goes, why would you say that to me? And I'm just like looking at him like, and he's starting to walk away. And I go, I'm kidding around. And he goes, you're rude. You're just very rude. And he goes, and that was not funny. And he walks out. Oh, well, you guys, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry because I did nothing wrong. And I responded with the truth. We are losing our pennies, you guys. We don't take pennies anymore. I'm very sorry, and I'm so sorry you wanted your penny. And I wasn't going to give it to him. I didn't have it to give to him. And so that's very frustrating to me, because it is amazing that foreigners, and if you're a foreigner, I apologize. Hopefully you're not like this. But if you're a foreigner that comes to our country and you are being nasty, well, am I supposed to sit back and just take it? I wasn't nasty to the guy, but I did tell him the truth. If you're going to come to our country, you have to abide by our country rules and regulations. You just do. And for you to get upset at me because welcome to our country was said to you, what was wrong with that? What was wrong with that? Too bad. And it just irks me in this day and age, how us Americans have to bow down to everybody else who's coming into our country and demanding their rights, their ways, and to be treated the way they want to be treated. But we're not allowed to talk back. Okay, I know I should retire. I am old. And I really want to retire, but I can't. And I might after this, I could get fired for this. And it's just infuriating to me that I could get in trouble because of something I said like that. I don't care. If you want to fire me for that, that's okay. I've seen this through my career. When I was in banking, I saw a lot of people come in, and I want you to know right now, I take a stand. I have nothing against anybody. If you're going to treat me with respect, abide by our rules as a country, and do the right thing, you have my utmost respect. Welcome to America. But if you're going to come in and you're going to treat me with no respect and demand your rights, that's going to get to me. When I was in the banking, it was a little different for me because I had to watch my P's and Q's because I needed my career, right? You need your career. But in banking, you really had to be careful. You're dealing with people's money, so I know that people are going to be a little different when it comes to that. When you're working in a hardware store and you're just purchasing a hardware product or whatever, oh, stop it. Just stop. Whatever. Anyways, I remember this one time I worked at a branch, and excuse me, there's something in my tooth. And there was a guy that used to come into our branch. I remember the first time I encountered him. He came in and he sat with me and he said, I want to close my account. And I said, okay. And so I said, can I see your driver's license, please? And he said, why do you need my driver's license? Well, buddy, so I can close your account and make sure that this is you. Well, that's ridiculous. You Americans, I hate this country. Da, 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 da. Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh. I was just like, shut up, Debbie. Shut up, Debbie. Shut up, Debbie. You need your job, Debbie. And he said, this is why I hate America, because you guys are so ridiculous, da 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 da. And I'm typing away. I'm gonna close his account. And I said, well, maybe you should go back home. And I said it in a really nice way. I promise you I did. But I said it, and he was just so obnoxious. Well, I tell you this to tell you this. One day, the same guy comes in. Oh, actually, he was coming in every single day. I'll say this. And we had a water cooler. And there was like a back door of this branch. And you could come in to where this water cooler was and get your water and then sit down and have one of us bankers help you or whatever the case may be. And he would come in and he would fill up a water bottle, an empty water bottle. And you know, it's got like the spigot that the water comes out, and he would take that. I caught him doing this one time. I caught him doing a lot of times, but this particular day, he would stick this in the spigot up like that. Seriously, up like that. And sanitary wise, that's disgusting. That is so disgusting. And so I went up to him and I go, you cannot do that, because he would fill up his water bottles. He would get at least 2 or 3 water bottles, fill them up in a cup of coffee, and he would leave. He would leave. He'd get his water and he would leave. And now I see him do it this one day. And I said, you cannot do that. That's, it's just not sanitary. You're sticking that used water bottle. And I said, you can't do that. Please don't do that. And he turned to me and he goes, shut up, you effing B. I went, what? And all of a sudden you see 3 banker guys come running up to this guy and get in front of me. And there was this one really nice guy. I'm pretty sure I can say his name was Randy Brown. He was the nicest guy. He was always so happy. He was a black guy who was just so fun to be around. He was one of my coworkers. And he goes up to the guy and he goes, Mr. So-and-so, you cannot talk to her like that. You can't talk to her like that. And that guy says, Randy, you need to stick up for me, not that white American. She's not one of us. Because I'm a white American. And you're one of us. Because he was a black guy? What? And Randy was like, oh no, Mr. So-and-so, no, that is not the way it works. And no. And anyways, that's the way the guy felt. And it took me aback. And of course I wanted to just tell him the what fors. And I know I'm always telling you guys, God sees your movie, but we are tested all the time, are we not? And this was one of those. But this is the kind of stuff when you're in the workforce that you deal with. Now, I used to always make it a challenge that if you came in grumpy, I was going to try to put a smile on your face, no matter what, because I never took it personally. That one I took a little personally. Wouldn't you? But anyways, you encounter a lot. We all know this. And now working at a little hardware store in a really nice conservative state where a lot of locals are, it's, you would think it'd be a little different. But no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're going to encounter the grumpies. And sometimes you just want to go, who peed on your Wheaties today? Golly. And I'm noticing now that I'm older and I don't put up with as much as I used to. And I don't think people should be rude to you. You're just checking stuff out at a counter, and do it and then be on your way. I just don't understand that. But I really do not understand how you can come into a country and demand your rights and everything needs to go your way, but we don't get the same respect. We, as Americans, are the creeps. The white people, I don't know. Why is this happening to us? Why? I really do not understand. The whole world has gone crazy. I pray about the world a lot, but I also know that as a human being, putting up with people's crap isn't something that I don't do very well with. I kind of never have been good with that, but I used to be better. But I think when you get older, you just don't want to do it. So today was one of those days. I even had a short day, and it was one of those days. I had a military guy come in, and I've talked to you guys about this before. If you're going to come in and you want your military discount, it doesn't automatically show up, so you have to show us your ID. Now, if you came in and you said, hey, and I've had this happen many times, do you guys do military discounts? I'll say, oh yeah, all you have to do is show us your ID, and we put it in for you and you can get your discount. But when you come up and you say, I want my military ID, and that's exactly what this guy did. He goes, I need you to put my military ID in there. And I go, or no, he did not say that. He said, I'm military. That's what he said. I'm military. And he flicks out his ID, and I go, oh, did you want me to put that in there for you? The guy looked at me and he goes, well, do you have anybody who would tell you no? And I said, well, no, but I kind of would think that you'd ask me with the police to go ahead and put that in for you. I did. I told you I'm not putting up with a lot. And I literally shut him up. He had nothing to come back with. And I was still really nice. I was like, okay, no problem. And I did it. I didn't thank him for his service because he obviously wasn't taught enough in military. And I thought that they did, to say your please and thank yous. And but I did. I did his thing, and I go, okay, well, thank you. He walked away, and I'm sure he was really mad at me. But I didn't really say anything mean. I just kind of said it the way it was. All I'm saying is be nice to one another. Everybody, use your manners. And say your please and thank yous. And we don't give pennies out anymore, so get over it. It's not my fault. It's nobody's fault. It's our government. I don't know what is going on with that, but it's our government. And I'd say the majority of the people that go through my line does pay cash. They don't use a card. I don't know why, but most people just pay cash. But we need to treat everybody nicely. Just because I'm behind a counter as a cashier, I had my career, people. I worked my butt off. And yes, I'm still working. As a part-time cashier. But that's okay. Be nice to me. Because I bite. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I can. Anyways, and then of course today, right after that guy left telling me how rude I was, another guy comes running up to my counter, and he's like, he looks at me and he puts his stuff down and he says, I'm not feeling very well. Now, I thought at first he was kidding because the way he came up, and I go, oh, you're not feeling good. And he goes, I think I'm going to pass out. And he kind of leans over my counter, and the guy was in his 30s. And I went, oh my gosh. He goes, call 911. And I go, I get on the radio, managers, I need the managers to the checkout quick. And I ran and got the guy's stool so he could at least hold on to the stool and get help. So the fire department showed up, and his wife showed up, and he ended up going home with his wife. I got him some bottled water, but wow, what a day! what a day! It is just so. But that wasn't funny. But the things that happened throughout your day, and today was my short day, and it's just a shame that people can't be nicer. So all I got to say is, I'm too old to put up with your rudeness. But if you want to be nice, I will be so much fun, because I am a goofy person and I like to have a lot of fun with people. And usually I'll get that back. Now, I might not have a job after this last situation. I don't know. I did tell the manager, and she was like, "Oh no, you said what?" I said, "Well, welcome to America. What's wrong with that?" I say to everybody watching this video, if you're here in America, and I'm sure you are, because that's, I think, all I videotape for, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to America. And no, I don't have any ill feelings towards anybody, but don't do it to me. Don't do it to anybody else. Be nice. God sees your movie. All right, that's what I have for you today. Make it a great day. Bye, y'all.